So all praises, great praise to our Father, our Creator, our Elohim, our Elohai, the Ancient of Days, the great I Am, and Yahweh Shai, and our earthly mother, who is the Holy Spirit, who is our comforter, who has come to give us great praise and great joy and great shalom. So, it is our new year. And a great day it is, and was, and will be. All these folks are now catching on. But have they caught on too late? Well, we will see. They want to repent now, all of a sudden. They talking about, the April 8th, the eclipse. Not fully understanding that this eclipse is for us. For us. And because everybody has not acknowledged our exchange of situation that we were talking about last fall after the ring of fire eclipse, the lunar, they thought then we were foolish people. Look at these foolish people. They don't know what they're talking about. These niggers are always talking about something. And, now look at them. The whole world has come undone in a matter of weeks. Literally weeks, but months for sure. We've sat back since February 6th, 2022, when Pluto came over, and we've been ringing the alarm ever since, telling them, hey, this is the deal. You gotta pay attention. This is what's up. And no one paid attention to us. And look, this thing may not be as it seems to us, but what we do know, at least what I know, is how it's making me feel. And it's giving me great joy. I am in a raptured state, a state that allows me to recognize the righteous in me. And see, that's the biggest issue right now, where the world is struggling because they do not recognize righteousness. They are struggling to acknowledge what righteousness looks like. And it's to be expected because they are not a righteous people. They've never been a righteous people. Even to this day, March 19th, 2024, so-called, they are still not a righteous people. They're still killing and stealing and destroying, lying and cheating. I work in the commercial banking world. And this year is a huge year for commercial real estate because commercial real estate maturities are coming due. And, is it a coincidence that all this is happening in 2024? No. So the commercial real estate maturities are coming due, which means that these hundreds of millions and millions and tens of millions of dollars that these people have borrowed to make your Dollar Trees, your Walgreens, your Rite Aids, to own your shopping centers, your malls, the office buildings, all of it, they got to pay up. And they're not able to pay up because they thought that they were going to be able to kick that can down the road, be able to say, I'll just refinance it again and again and again, and we'll just make this money. Now, why is that important? Because the money that they were making off of this was going towards their retirement, their ability to have shalom, to be able to go on vacations, to be able to live high on the hog. But now all that's being cut. The Father's cut that. And just for reals, I'm watching people who, they drive in their Lambos, they drive in their big bodies, they live in high, I'm watching them call and say they can't do nothing. They're going to have to give it up. They're going to give up the money. They're going to give up the buildings. They're going to do this. They're going to do that. And the banks don't want them. and nobody can afford them. So that means that all the real estate that we see, that we barter and deal with, is changing. And it's funny to me because it might be just changing hands. And, all that's to say that a capitalistic society has an end. You can only rob and take for so long. And shoot, this ain't even a secret, nor is it a puzzle. It's not even a puzzle. This thing is real simple to see, considering that we have woken up in the land of our captivity. And nobody wants to acknowledge it. I'm looking on TikTok. They're going, I'm going to tell you about this eclipse. It's got, from 1811 and all these over Vietnam, all this stuff. They know. They know. But what they're falling short of saying is, this Nissan, this date of Nissan, April 8th, the first day of the Father's calendar, is a sign for who? See, they're concerned. It goes with Sister Pat was saying, these things have been, these signs have been looked at or given, the perspective of these signs have been coming from the wicked. And the wicked are perplexed and uneasy. But the righteous are happy. They're content. And, all of the stuff that we've learned, all of the stuff that we've known, all this stuff, this knowledge, this wisdom, this is the beginning of Jacob. And they don't want to talk about that. They don't want to talk about how the Ishas are struggling to keep their lid on their false Semitic anti-madness. They're not talking about how nobody cares about voting for these degenerates anymore. They're not caring about that. They're not trying to tell the truth about what is truly happening. But that's for us to do, as Brother Judah said. We are the time clock. We are the ones that are to speak it. We're the ones that are to prove it. Just by our mere existence, we are proving it. I mean, what other people can go through the hell that we've gone through and come out of it on the other side? What other people on this planet could have faced the atrocities that we've gone through and come out of it stronger? None but us, but the people of the Father. The Christians always want, anointed and chosen and blah, blah, blah. Listen, the Christians are struggling themselves because they're asking the questions that their pastors and priests and preachers and blah, 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 reverends and all that madness can't answer. And they got that look on their face and they're going, I am perplexed. And then you got us going, we ain't perplexed. We are happy. We've got joy. We're walking around with a smile on our face. And they're going, why? And we're saying to them, because it's our turn. Our turn to do what the Father has put upon us to do in the first place, which is be a light to the people. They snuffed out our light. The Father relit us. He's rejuvenated us. He's resurrected us. Now he's going to repay us via them for what they've done to us. Recompense is here. This is what the shiftiness and the quietness and the ability to try to hide this last little bit. This is what this is all about. This is why you ain't hearing nothing about nothing right now, except for coming through us, and all they're doing is taking our content and going over and taking their perspective from the wicked and trying to make sense of it. And they're not in the energy and the resonance and the echo that they are producing is not resonating with their people the way that what we're saying is resonating with our people, and they are scared. There is great fear upon the masses of the Gentiles, great fear. And so when we have changed our minds, when we have come from the bottom, coming to the top, we have shown the world what it means to be us, to truly see us, to understand who we are. And this is what their fear is. And rightfully so. But at the end of the day, none of that is our business. This is our business. Then there's their business. And it's the Father's business. We sat around for a long time dealing with their business. We never dealt with our Father's business. And the moment that we decided to no longer deal with their business, to be involved in their ways, to be dealing with their mentalities, their mindsets, and of course, the time being, the appointed time being this time, now we get great joy. And I'm just watching the consternation of the nations. It's like they were, one nation. They always want to just make it seem like, it's only going to be one nation. No, sir, it's going to be a worldwide takedown. The revived Roman Empire must be taken down completely. They look at us as a sleeper cell. We are a sleeper cell. We have awoken from a great deep sleep. And they have this consternation upon them. And again, rightfully so. All they want to do is be us, but at the same time hate us. And all we want to do is be us by the will of our Father. And because of that, we have changed the world. We have changed the world. And it's a beautiful thing. I can't, like today, I woke up, I was like, this is a beautiful day. It's a little chilly, but it's a beautiful day. It is with great joy that I get up and come into my own by the will of the Father, to have the Father's will shrouded around me. And I'm sure we all felt that today. I'm sure that many of us have felt this nuanced understanding, this nuanced way of thinking, where the nations can't put their talons in us anymore, their eagle's claws into us anymore. And you know what? It feels good. It really does. It just feels good. It feels good to walk around with peace and shalom. It feels good to walk around knowing who we are. It feels good for me to know who I am. It's like all my life, all they sat around and said, you niggas, you black. But they're running around talking about, I'm French, I'm German, I'm this, I'm a nation. And then you got our brothers talking about, you know what, we African. Where? Stop telling me Africa. Tell me where, what nation. If you can't do that, you are lost. You are wrong. You are incorrect. Because at the end of the day, they don't care. The man don't care if we call ourselves African. But he damn sure cares if we say we are Israelites from the Americas. They don't care if we say, we're Israelites from Africa. They don't care about that. But the moment we say we Israelites from America, that's where everything goes wrong for them. And look at how it has created in their psyche this madness of sort, the 12th woe. I'm glad Brother Judah brought that out again, because that 12th woe is something. It's something to be marveled at. It is the truth.
And I was reading the Apocalypse of Elijah, and it's the same thing. Everything is saying the same thing. I don't know why. Well, I do know why, but it's so funny how they flipped the script so bad that they had us thinking that we were them and they were us. And now that we've taken our rightful place back, look at where they are. I'm looking at the way that they look. I'm looking at the way that they move, and they move different now, and they look different now. It's something to be said about natural melanation, especially now. I mean, this dude at work was saying, "Oh, well, how do you?" Because he was saying that he's like 56 and he's old, and I was like, "Dude, man, we were in high school together." He was like, "What? How are you? You look like you 40, 45, 44. I said, "Dude, I'm 54. It's something to be said about the melanation of our nation. And this is the concepts that have been lost on us, but they've kept it with themselves. They've said it to themselves. Oh, I wish I could be them. I wish I could be them. I want to jump as high as them. I want to run as fast as them. I want to be them. And we're saying, hey, we want to be them. We want to make this money. We want to do this. We want to do that. We want to be in these vices because it's the only way we can make money. It's, I got to get paid. I got to get paid. I got to get mine before you get yours. And that was always geared to us. Like we were saying that to each other as opposed to them. And rightfully so, because we were under our curses. We were under these principalities that were leading us astray from our Father. And our Father allowed it because we had to go through this to be able to recognize who we are to Him and who He is to us. We are His people. He is our God. And nobody can even touch us no more. They can't come up talking, oh, well, white Jesus. They are nowhere to be found now. They are nowhere to be found. And it's so funny on TikTok, I'm watching these people get it's like they got one eye, they still sleep, they got one eye open, and they trying to talk about it while they still sleep. And we're like, oh, just go back to sleep. Because the moment you wake up, you're going to have to make a decision. You're going to have to choose. You're going to have to choose what side you're on. You're not going to be able to be in the middle of this. You're going to have to choose to be hot or cold. And this is where they're having a problem because they've been able to ride the middle and live high, ride in the middle with this false high road mentality, this false high road doctrine. And the high road that they have perpetuated onto the earth has been a true low road and a base road and an idolatrous road. And now that we have come through the weeds, come out of the weeds, we've been in the weeds so long. Now we out the weeds. We can see the beauty that our Father was showing us from eons ago, showing our forefathers, that our forefathers saw before we went into the weeds. This Pluto is it's a hell of a thing. It's a hell of a thing. And I know people, oh, well, you curse. Listen, coursing, or cussing means nothing if you miss the message. If I'm, Phil Florin, and you ain't got no message out of it, everybody be like, oh, that shit was funny. That was this, that was that. But the moment that we add some emotional verbiage into it, a word that is used in not cursing, because to me a curse is when I put something over somebody, I'm cursing you out. I'm cussing you out. That's a negative base mindset. But if I curse, then now I'm also cursing you. But to use flamboyant language to be able to make a point strong to show the zeal that that we have today, man, that's beauty. That is what this is about. They can't tell us what to say no more. They can't police our words. They can't police our thoughts no more. This is the problem that they're having. This is why the issues are going, oh, well, nobody listened to us about anti this and anti that. Well, they know anti nothing. What you going, ante up, nigga, ante up. That's right. Ante up. Give us our stuff back. Ante up. We over you. Ain't none of this anti whatever they call, because they ain't even it. So logic would have it, and reason too, that I can say what I want to say, how I want to say it, when I want to say it, who I want to say it to, as long as I'm dealing with my consequences, just like you. This ain't even, again, this is not a puzzle. This is not hard. This has now become in us. This is the spirit of truth that's reckoning, that's resonating, that's bringing a reckoning to our very souls. And this April 8th, shoot, this March 19th, man, this thing is beautiful. This thing is hopping. The April 8th, oh my goodness. I'm trying to be very patient in my approach to all of this. So I don't want to get all beside myself. And I'm going to wait on the Father to do his thing. I'm not going to usher anything in. I'm not going to push anything to the side. I'm just going to enjoy it. It's like eating a great, nice meal. I'm not going to rush through it. I'm going to take my time through it. I'm going to let it digest. I'm going to let it sit. I'm going to get up. I might even, suck my teeth on this for a minute. But I'm going to enjoy this. I'm going to enjoy this. And I hope you all too enjoy it with me. Because the collective consciousness, what we spoke about back in the day when we were talking about the esoteric. See, we went to the esoteric. They're not even at the esoteric. They're scared of that. We went there. And we came out of it. Not really come out of it. We have used that as a part of us. That is now a part of us, the esoteric. And some of us can use it more better than others. But we are now in this esoteric, dreamlike state of euphoria of our Father, of the new beginning of Jacob. And it's a beautiful thing. It's a beautiful thing. And I just pray constantly for justice. And I just pray for our unification, our gathering. And I want to see all of the brethren and sisters on the comments, all the ones that they don't let us see. I want to see everybody in the family reunion. Because this is our turn now. It's our turn, our time. We turned up. This thing is on fire. And we're not putting it out. And they're mad. Why aren't you helping us put this out? Because I want it to burn. It needs to burn. It has to go through the ashes. That's what Elijah was saying. It's got to burn. Because it's got to come back that through the ashes, we are the phoenix. We're not the crow. We're not the vultures. We are the phoenix. And the eagle dies by the phoenix. This is the whole confounding of the Gentiles nations, their fullness. The eagle dies. And they're not happy. But what we're going to see here shortly is a lot of them trying to talk about, yes, some of the Negroes, some of the Negroes are indeed Israelites. They're going to start coming out. Come April 8th, everything's going to start slipping out. Ish, they're going to come to Ish and be like, listen, ain't no tropes out here, Ish. We don't know. You ain't even, you can't tell us anything, Ish. Look at what you're doing. It's just going to start, it's going to start coming like a avalanche on them. And we're going to be pillars standing through it. Because that's our nature. That's our true nature of our Father in us. And Yahweh Shai is here guiding us. He's the one that helped us come to the spirit of truth. And our mother The Holy Spirit is the one that is showing us how to utilize the Spirit of truth. And our Father is the one that has given us the opportunity to utilize our Spirit of truth in this day and age where there is none. And that's a beautiful thing. That's a beautiful thing. And we don't have to get all upset at them. We just keep our zeal to ourselves and to each other, for each other, by each other, around each other, and watch us grow. And watch us go. And watch us be the nation we are supposed to be. All praises to our Father, our Elohim, our power. Rise, Israel, rise. Shalom.